guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now, out of nowhere, surprise! Hutch is like, update, but not actually like a car update. We are getting a roadmap update given to us on October of 2021. If you want to check this out on the website, I will have the link in the description below that will take you straight to the page I'm reading today. But basically, I want to just read what they got going for us, what we're going to see in the future, give you my 2 cents and my thoughts, and also for you guys who are too lazy to read, I'll read it for you and kind of just explain it and kind of give you what my best guess on what everything is going on. So right now, roadmap update, October 2021, we're given this beautiful JPT picture. I have to say, I love what Hutch is doing with like the 3D models of cars. We've been seeing that in their packs and in their prize car reveals and all that kind of stuff. It looks really good, it looks really clean. So yeah, we have the Nissan Nismo, the 370Z Nismo, I think, and the GTR, which is very nice, racing kind of what it looks like to be, I want to say, the interstate in New York. It just reminds me, just the trees, it just reminds me that way. But anyway, Top Drives roadmap update, October 2021. It's been a while since we got a roadmap update, so it's pretty interesting to see what they're going to talk about. I've given this a quick little skim before I started recording, so I kind of know what's going on at least, so I'm not like a full shock and I know what to talk about. But let's go. Hey drivers, welcome to the October 2021 edition of the Top Drives roadmap. Now, one thing I wish, like Hutch, if you're watching, I would love to have these roadmaps more frequent than they currently are given. I think we've had 3 roadmaps in the past year, I want to say, year and a half, since like February of 2020 till now. I think we've had about 3 big roadmaps, this being the 3rd one. So as part of a general update of what we're working on next, we've decided to try more contextual format with this roadmap update. I have to say that this is looking really good. So it's really easy to understand. Basically, long story short, they're breaking up the roadmap into 3 parts. The first one is braking distance. So these are stuff that is near the end of development. These are things that we might see soon. However, the definition of soon in Hutch's books are probably like 2 months, 3 months from now. If I was, reading this in my adolescence, like when I started YouTube back in 2017, and you gave me this info to share to you, I would think that braking distance is in like a couple of weeks. But now that we've known how Hutch do their updates, I want to say braking distance is like 2-3 months. On the horizon are things in development. That one I'm gonna say like what, 6 to 9 months, and then a long road trip, mainly pre-production, very early on big feature. Long road trip, I'm gonna say that's like indefinite. Like, don't even think anything they talk about in long road trip, don't take it too seriously. It is probably never gonna happen. If it happens, we might be 25, or I might be 25, and you might be, well, I don't know, maybe like 58 or 18, depending on your age, but you get what I mean. So let's take a look at the future plans. Disclaimer, now this was important, we gotta read that, right? As always, it's important to keep in mind that our timelines do shift a lot. Yeah, we know that. And so do team priorities. Features may not end up being developed, as we have seen with the example of the UI redesign. The redevelopment, or the development of which will not continue in the same way as we are expecting previously. So what they're saying here is that the whole UI thing is, getting an overhaul, and like it's going to be different from what we think it's going to be. Instead, we will implement various learnings acquired through A/B tests into existing user interface. And I think we've seen that already. We've seen some newer accounts get newer interfaces, new UI. That being said, though, I think all of us watching right now, we're all pretty intermediate with the game at least, so I think we all have the OG UI. Additionally, an item being on the list is not a guarantee it will be released. Yeah, that's a big disclaimer. Basically what they're saying here is, even though we talked about it, we can't guarantee you that it's actually gonna come out. Even if it's probably under like braking distance, they'll be like, yeah, they just don't want bad press and bad media. So what they're trying to say is, if it might happen, but it might not happen, okay? And we're just letting you know right now. For every player-facing feature, there is not an often player-facing feature, such as improving our tooling to deliver more live content, or improving our processes to make the resolver game engine more resilient. So this list does not include everything that we'll be working on. Yeah, to be fair. What's pretty funny is when I read On the Horizon in development, for some reason I thought On the Horizon was like the next car update. I thought that was the name of the next car update. I thought it was literally called, PL15 On the Horizon. I was like, what country is that going to be? Then I kind of realized, oh, never mind, I'm stupid. So 2021 so far. Before diving into our future plans, let's recap on our progress on the things we mentioned in the February roadmap update earlier this year. So yeah, this is basically what we've seen so far. We've seen multiple challenges support, using items as keys. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Flexible criteria, that is amazing. We love that. Attempts restore, that's also really nice. And in development, server-side pack delivery. So this allows us to create card packs without updating the game every time. That's pretty nice. It'll make the game a lot more efficient, basically. New 3D environments, and the new UI has been halted. So let's talk about breaking distance. So these are things that nearing the end of development, but of course, like I said, with the disclaimer, although these are things that might be close to being released, we might expect them not to be released at all. You know, it's kind of like when you're like fishing and you're like really close to getting like the holy mackerel, but right at the end the shark is like suck, and then he like eats it off your hook and it goes away. I've never fished before, so Luke, if you're watching, maybe you can confirm or deny if this ever happens. But yeah, breaking distance, these are things that we can expect to get, but not. Well, these are things that we might get that we shouldn't expect to get, I guess. My expectations are very low when it comes to top drives. I don't want to get excited for things that haven't arrived yet, because usually that just ends in disappointment. So, new pack review screen. Okay, that's nice. We have seen a little bit of that already, actually. Displays odds information. Packs will often better match the dynamic criteria in events and challenges and be presented with more varied artwork. Now, pack review screen, we've kind of seen that already with the JPT Saloon packs being out right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to put an image right here. I think it looks really clean. I think it looks really beautiful. It will be nice to see this on every single pack. So I'm looking forward to that. That looks really nice. New localization system allows us to localize more things within the game, such as events. This is basically so like we don't need to update the game as many times, and they can kind of just work on things without updating. Wishlist feature, we all want that. Up to 100 cars, that is huge. And then witness a nice little animation when you find that car. Oh dude, can you imagine if I still didn't have the wide body? I put it on the wish list and then I get a nice little animation. Not saying that I wanted that to happen, because I wanted the wide body 2 years before I even got it anyway. So yeah, I'm just happy I got it. UI UX improvements to challenge rewards. Now that's pretty interesting. New challenge formats that include multiple prizes per round, and round replays allows us to spend attempts to replay rounds multiple times. Ooh, that's big actually. Plus more rewards per round. Now I think that this is actually kind of ironic, Hutch, mentioning improvements to challenge rewards, because with summer games, we actually got worse rewards. Usually in like a special legendary challenge, like the first ever silver screen or Call of the Wild, we would get 3 carbon fibers from the challenge. But from the most recent summer games, we got 2 carbon fibers. So if this is an improvement to summer games, we're basically going back to where we were before. But yeah, more frequent collection series, multiple collection series are currently in the pipeline to be released in the current months. That basically means more stuff like Summer Games and In the Shadows, and hopefully it'll be something original, so it's not just like Summer Games 2 or In the Shadows Returned or something like that. In the Shadows makes sense for Halloween though, and Halloween is coming up right now. Fusion cost reduces over time. Now this one's pretty interesting. It took us forever to wait for fusion cost reducing. I can't believe how long it has taken them for it to be released, but finally it's in breaking distance. We might get it, but like I said, disclaimer, we might not ever get it. The gold cost of an instant fuse will reduce over time, rather that stays the same as it now. So that's awesome. That's nice. Basically what happens is, like right now, if you do like a final fuse, like a 2.3 to 3.3 fuse on a legendary, it takes 1,000 gold to skip the entire 16 hours. But like, let's say you cut it down halfway, you go to bed, you wake up, 8 hours is gone. You could probably spend like maybe 500. So that would be pretty nice. That would be really, really nice. So in the short term, our priority is to bring a few long-awaited quality of life features, including a wish list feature, more improvements to challenges, as well as some improvements to our tooling. We will implement improvements from the UI A/B test into our current user interface, and we'll run more collection series such as Summer Games. So that's pretty cool. It's nice to see that, you know, they kind of have these legendary challenges as a priority. I think a lot of people have fun with them. Also, it's a very long-term thing that we can play with top drives. You know, these events kind of last like a month, and it gives us something new to do. So that's pretty nice that they're prioritizing that. I would do the same. So now let's talk about cars on the, not the cars, but the stuff that's on the horizon, the things in development. We are back. Let's continue with on the horizon. Obviously, you guys who are watching right now would see this as one like smooth video, but I actually paused the video from the last part to this part. I went on and recorded a 15 carbon fiber pack video, and now we're back. So anyway, where was I? On the horizon. So these are the things where we can once again expect, but we shouldn't expect. I guess. These are things that are pretty far away. So I'm going to say like we might see these things if they ever come live in like, I don't know, 6 to 9 months, something like that. So the first one is new championships. Similar to the Yellowbird series, new championships will provide more challenging single player activities. So that's pretty cool. If you guys know what the Yellowbird series is like, we're basically going to get more of that. And I think the perfect car for the next championship is going to be the Godzilla, you know, because you got the car known as the Yellowbird, then you get the next one, the car known as the Godzilla, which is the Calsonic R32. I think that would be a pretty good fit. More car updates, everybody wants those, obviously. We are hard at work on licensing models and sourcing stats and photos for the next 3 updates. Interesting. We're always tallying player suggestions, which include classic models. I would love classic models always. I'm a muscle car guy. Newly released cars and brands never seen before in top drives. Okay, so more car updates. This is pretty interesting that it's on the horizon and not in braking distance, because this probably means that we're not going to get another car update this year. That's really sad, to be completely honest. I know that we've had a lot of changes and updates in the game, but in terms of car updates, that means that JPT may only be the only car update we get in 2021. Considering that we got 3 in 2020 and 3 in 2019, getting 1 car update in 2021 is actually, to be honest, abysmal. Next up, matchmaking improvements. This is big, okay? These include improved opponent retrieval in events to return more opponents, cooldown on facing the same opponent twice, and requirements for minimum races per event price tier. Dude, that is actually huge, okay? Because this means that you can't target people anymore. I think this is great news for a lot of people, but I'm not one of them. I tend to target people. So yeah, that's going to be going away. Obviously not very soon, but you know, in like 6 months from now, we might not see that again. So that's going to be pretty interesting. That's actually going to be very terrifying. Let's say that you're in like the final like 2 minutes of a Tri-Series final and you're in 9th and there's like 3 points separating 9th and 13th, and like there's this one hand that you know you can target. And honestly, a thing about targeting is that you know that you can race them. It also means that you've memorized their hand, which means that you know what you can beat. So it's faster, it's more efficient that way, that you know who to race and what car to put against what. So the fact that this is going to be implemented in like, you know, a long time from now, it's going to change, I would say, the final moments of a Tri-Series final. So that was going to be pretty interesting. A lot of drama, especially. Updated 3D environments. That would be pretty cool. We'll continue updating remaining environments to new higher, you know, fidelity standard. Different events times for regional servers. That's big. We are exploring the technical solution to provide different event start and ending times for players in regional servers. We've seen that Top Drives and Hutch can do this, because with the summer games, we've had some events where they've ended at different times, usually from the usual where it ends at like, what, 5 p.m. EST. I've seen other events end at 9 a.m. EST. So we've seen that they can put different times, but this would be pretty interesting, regional servers. So for those in Asia, you guys can suffer no more. Filter cars by name, that's big. Next garage improvement will add the ability to search for cars by their name in your garage. That's pretty nice. Technical improvements, okay. So there's lots of exciting stuff that is currently in development. That is awesome. We've heard your feedback asking us to introduce more Yellowbird-like series. Yep, everyone talks about that. Everybody wants that. I agree. I want that too. So our design team is now fully involved in creating challenging single-player campaigns that award a unique prize car at the end. Likewise, our intention is to keep updating the game with diverse new car collections, extending the total number of cars in the game even further. Obviously, car updates, we would love to see that. Several quality of life features as well, and updating 3D environments. And last but not least, let's talk about a long road trip. These are things where it's honestly in purgatory, it's indefinite. These things might never even come to the game. Never expect any of these. Just, you know the saying, a pinch of salt? You know what? Take a pinch of salt, put it in a jar, and then take the rest of the salt where you got that pinch of the salt from, and then pour it in the pan, because that's the amount of salt I think it's going to be in this. But anyway, a long road trip, physics rework. We will have more on this in the future, but our plan is to rework the physics system to bring improved acceleration curve tools. I think a lot of this descriptions are going to be really vague, because I feel like maybe the guys at the team don't even know exactly what they want to get out of this, and this is kind of just very, you know, vague. So rewarded daily objectives. The fact fact that it's kind of surprising that daily objectives is so far away. This is something that we see really often in a lot of games. A system of objectives that earn daily rewards. This tech could extend to weekly objectives, long-term stories to earn cars. That's pretty interesting, as well as path of objectives allowing you to earn special editions of cars. That's pretty interesting. Like I said, this is something that we see in games already. I mean, back when Top Drives was even a thing, back in like 2015, 2016, I was playing like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and they had daily objectives then, and they still do now, obviously. Special editions of cars. These are cosmetic variants of cars you could earn, which are likely to be available in a theme set to collect and race. That's pretty interesting. Aftermarket performance tuner cars. Cars tuned by companies who improve the performance of existing cars. Now, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be for people that are fans. They've been wanting to call Hennessy or Superformance, you know, those kind of tuner brands to come to the game. Probably looks like it's not going to be soon, not anytime soon, might not ever come. But at least it's kind of like in their heads, and that's what they're thinking about. And last but not least, new 3D environments. The work on designing more stunning, high-fidelity 3D environments. So that's pretty cool. But like I said, these are things that we see in like the promotional videos for Top Drives, which I still think is a bit wrong to put fake backgrounds and fake, you know, environments for a game that doesn't even have them, putting them in your promotional videos. I think that's wrong, but yeah, at least they're working on it. But like I said, probably not soon. So yeah, that's gonna be everything. Long story short, if you want to read like the long story, I guess, check out the website, link in the description below. But what am I most excited for? Obviously, it would be the car updates and the new championships. But like I said, that's on the horizon. In terms of stuff that I'm looking forward to that's, you know, close, would be the new pack preview screen. We've already seen some of that, and I think that is amazing. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. A lot of people are liking it. So I'm pretty interesting to see. But anyway, thank you to Hutch for posting yet another roadmap update. I do love this kind of stuff, just to see what's going on in the future of the game that we love to play. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.